If you're like most people, or at least like me, and you're on phone calls or in meetings or reading books, then you might not remember all of the information that you're taking in. And a big solution, of course, is to take notes. You take notes in order to try to capture those essential pieces of communication that you want to remember for later on. The challenge with that is we have a lot of phone calls and we have a lot of meetings, and hopefully we're reading a lot of books as well. Well, in this video, I'll show you a way that we can use our voice and AI in order to make note-taking more effective, efficient, and summarize things so that we can share them with others, so that we can revisit them later on, and make sure that we don't miss all of those important details that we don't want to forget. Now, you may have noticed that I'm wearing a headset. This is the Mempod Pro S2 headset. It's an open-ear Bluetooth headset, and it allows me to record calls, it allows me to record meetings, and to just dictate to voice recognition software or the included Nearity app. I'll go through all of that in a moment. Now, Nearity sent me this device in order to test it, and I wanted to test it for about a month to really put it through its paces, and I'm pretty impressed. Let's take a look at the Mempod and how we can use this to be more productive. I've been using these Nearity open-ear Bluetooth headphones for about a month now. This is just, I'm recreating the unboxing experience where you get the instruction manual, you get some information about the device, how to use the buttons and such. You get a little charging cord, USB to USB to C charging cord, USB dongle if you don't want to use Bluetooth, and then the device itself. Now, I actually keep them in the box when I'm traveling with them just to protect them, but they're very, very light. And the nice thing I like about them is I can wear them when I'm doing an online meeting, or I use them a lot for voice recognition software. They're very light and they have good quality sounds. Now, the main controls are all on this arm here, where you have a power on-off switch, volume up, volume down switch, and then on the tip of the microphone is a button that you can use. So if you're in a phone call, you can simply press that button and you'll start recording both sides of the phone call. Now, it is important, depending where you live, that you have consent to do that the other party being recorded is aware that they're being recorded. So they just slip right onto your ears, and a big benefit of them, besides the fact that they're super light, is that you can hear the surroundings around you. So they're open ear as opposed to noise canceling, so you're not going to be blocking out things around you. You can take the microphone and actually spin it right back. So if you just want to listen to audio, you can just keep them on, and then if it comes time to work with a phone call or to do any type of voice dictation, you can just bring the microphone forward. Now, you can connect them up through Bluetooth, so I have them connected to my phone, for example, and then what I'm able to do is just turn on the power, and the battery has been lasting me throughout the day, so it just says power on, and then it'll connect up to my phone. Then I'll open up the Nearity app, and when I open up the Nearity app, I'm going to be able to do a number of things. So once I open the app, I'm just going to go in, I'll connect up to the headset that I have. You'll want to make sure that you've connected up through Bluetooth. It's just a simple press the buttons on the side, initiate the Bluetooth connection, and pair them to your device. Now, you also do have the USB dongle, so I'll use this a lot of times with my laptop because I don't usually like to use Bluetooth on the laptop, so I use the dongle. But right now I'm Bluetooth to my phone. And you can see on my phone that I have a couple of options. I can do a live recording, or if I'm on a phone call, I can just start recording the phone call. I can also, of course, press that button here, and that'll start initiating the phone call recording as well. When I go into live record and everything I say will start being recorded, what it's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to take different audio notes, and it's going to transcribe those notes. This is a great way if I just want to maybe go for a walk, do a little bit of brainstorming, and capture those notes so that I can come back to the studio, edit them, and put them into a format that maybe makes a lot of sense for me, whatever the case may be. Just walking and talking and coming up with ideas. Now, the one thing about the notes is not only will it transcribe it, but it's actually going to be recording this, and it's going to be storing everything into the cloud, which means that I'll be able to share and access that with other people. I can also have it downloaded as a local copy, and I can decide what I'd like to do. Now, depending on how long you talk, you're going to see different page breaks in there or different time breaks in there that'll give you paragraphs that you can work with. That's really handy when you come back and you want to edit the transcript so that you kind of have a rough idea of what follows in a logical flow from one idea to another. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that once I have this transcript, if I've taken a long enough note, I'll be able to use AI in order to go through and do a summary of what it was that I spoke about. I'm not sure if just my speaking here on the video is going to be long enough for AI, but I do have a passage that I read from a book that is long enough, and I was able to do an AI summary. So as I go through, you'll notice that I have different language options in here as well. I'm currently dictating in English, and if I press the stop button, I will now be able to go in. I'll confirm that I want to stop the recording, and now I have a new recording. It's going to upload that recording file, and now if I want to go into my menu, you can see that I have these new recordings. You can see that I have this previous recording that I did last week on AI-driven leadership. And I've deleted a number of my recordings because I don't want to fill things up. So as I go through, I'll tend to clean things up. But you can see that I have this little recording here. You'll see that it has to be at least 500 words in order to generate an AI extraction. So I'm not sure if that was long enough. If we go into the transcript, you can see it was about just over a minute in there. And if I go back to the summary, I can go in. And in my case, it's not going to be long enough, but you can see my AI-driven leadership I read, and it did generate a summary of everything that I had read into the system in nice little bullet points that I can then share with others. I have the transcript of the full conversation that I had, and then I have the summary. Now, if I go in, I was speaking of sharing, if I go into the menu here, you'll see that I can go to the people. That just gives me information about my app and whether I want to upgrade to get more time in here. And if you go into the device itself, you can see that I have my live recording that was in here as well. Go back to the headset, go to my ellipse up here, and you can see I can get information on the device. So you can see that I can navigate and I can get some information. Let's go back to my recording. So we'll go into my phone, we'll go into my recording here, and underneath this recording here with the transcript, I can play it back. So I can go in, I can create edits on here, so I could change the name from new recording to demo or whatever the case may be. So I can come back and say this was a demo. And if I want to, let's go back to my AI-driven leadership one, and you can see here that if I'd like to with this here, I can go in and I'm able to copy this link, copy a summary, copy the transcript, copy the audio, or delete it. So I have control over these recordings. So if I wanted to copy the summary, I could then bring that into another application. Maybe I want to bring that into some application where I'm doing research, so I could take the transcript or take the summary, put that into my research notes. It's very, very powerful to capture and work with all of the different types of audio recordings that I want to use AI to do summaries with. Now, when it comes to recording audio on the go, this headset really does solve a lot of issues that I've had in the past. This is a great personal recording device for recording my voice, recording a phone call, and getting that transcription and the AI summary right away. If I'm doing podcasting or interviewing someone, then I'm definitely going to go for something more high-end like the Zoom H6, something with microphone arrays, but that's a different use case. Same with something like a small memo recorder. It's great for if I want to interview someone or have ambient sound around me. It's not that good compared to the headset for personal memos. Because if I do record a personal memo on here, then I'm going to have to download it. I'm going to have to use software to transcribe it. I'm going to have to use other software to do an AI summary of it. And if I want to record a phone call, this isn't going to work. So I'm not really using this anymore. Same goes for my portable memo stick. So I've used this for many years where I'll just take little notes as I'm going along, or if I'm reading something, I will talk into it as I'm reading it so that I can capture a note. But with this headset, I don't have to do that anymore. It's incredibly lightweight, so I can just wear it and I can just talk. And the same goes with my phone. You might think I could just talk into the phone and then use some of the software on the phone to transcribe and such. But first of all, the software that comes with the headset is really very good. And I don't want to be looking at my phone or holding my phone when I'm talking. I just want to have a conversation, sit back, think about what I'm doing, maybe walk while I'm doing some of my note taking and such. And this headset really lends itself well to that. And also being open ear, I can hear what's happening around me. And if I want, if I'm not talking, I can just be listening or just have it, sitting here. It's kind of innocuous. You don't really notice it that much. It looks like a set of headphones, and now it looks like a microphone. So I really do like this. Like I say, I've been using it for about a month. One of the things that I did find as a little bit of a challenge is I do use the USB connector on my laptop. And if I'm listening to audio, it does seem right now that with the USB connector, there's a slight lag in the audio. So if I'm watching a video, the lips don't match up quite as good. That doesn't happen with Bluetooth. When I use Bluetooth, everything's in sync. So this is sort of, for me, more of a backup type of scenario where I don't want or I can't use Bluetooth for whatever reason. But I think the Bluetooth here, I'm using it with my phone. I'm using it with some of my laptops. I have a lot of laptops. Some devices are just connect up with Bluetooth, and you have that really nice audio as well. So I'm actually using this sometimes to, say, watch YouTube or watch something with audio on my iPad and not have to worry about bothering people around me, but still being able to pay attention. So I do like them very much. I'll put a link down below for where you can get your own if you're interested in checking them out. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.